Well, as a growing number of sheriffs across this country warn that they may not enforce new gun rules if they are passed, former President Bill Clinton is sharing a warning for Democrats about the political dangers of mocking Second Amendment supporters. And it appears our former president may not exactly be shoulder to shoulder with our current president on this issue. Joining me now, Lars Larson, a syndicated radio host and Second Amendment advocate, and Sally Cohn, who's a political commentator and Fox News contributor. So Bill Clinton stands up to a group of Democratic donors and others and says on Saturday, do not patronize the passionate supporters of your opponents by looking down your noses of them. A lot of these people live in a world very different from the world lived in by the people proposing these things. I know because I come from this world. Lars, let me start with you on this, because you and I have talked about how, you know, in the big cities, there's a different perception of guns than there is in the heartland of America and many other places. In the big cities, they're thought to be held in urban centers, and you think of guns, many people do, as something that could be used to hurt you and your family. In the sort of heartland of America, they're thought of something to protect you and your family, and something that's a family heirloom has been your family for generations.
Well, the only thing I disagree with you on that, Megyn, is that in big cities, smart people understand that if you have a gun, you can protect yourself from the criminals. And there are famous examples from New York, for example, of an older lady who owned a pistol illegally and protected herself with it. When somebody assaulted her, she shot the man, and then they arrested the lady for having the gun while the assaulter ran away. And as for patronizing, Bill Clinton tells his fellow Democrats, don't patronize. Let me get this straight. The Horny Hick from Arkansas is warning Democrats that there are a lot of dumb hicks in Arkansas, and that the dumb hicks don't want to be relieved of their guns, so be careful what you say to them. This guy is as patronizing as the day is long.
You can't even agree with him when he's on your side? He's trying to help you.
Well, all he's saying is don't tell them you're going to take their guns, because they'll take your seat away from you in Congress, which I think is accurate, but it's a very patronizing attitude, because he says he used to be a hick from Arkansas, and he is no longer, because he's so worldly that he now understands all this. He's right in his warning, but he should be couching it in these terms. Americans value their liberties, and they may like their hunting and fishing, and the president says, well, that's all they've got left in their lives. How patronizing is that?
He did say that. He said a lot of these people, all they've got is their hunting and their fishing, or they're living in a place, he said, where they don't have much police presence. And then he says, or they've been listening to this stuff for so long that they believe it all. Sally, it doesn't sound like he's really squared up with President Obama on this, because I'll just leave you with one other quote. He said he left these Democratic donors with a warning that they may be defeated if they choose to stand with Barack Obama, and said, don't be self-congratulatory about how brave you're being for this gun control push. The only brave people are the ones who are going to lose their jobs if they vote with you.